Hey everybody, welcome back to the Pattern Interrupt Show with Jess and Amy. Today we are going to be talking about parenting. We interviewed Katie Switzer, who has a lot of great insights onto particularly raising young kids, and from her unique experience being a working out of the home and at home mom. And we also might be bringing James motherfucking Gaffney back for a little bit of bad parenting advice. How are you able to like figure out stepping back and being like, okay, this is for my business, and this is my day job, and this is me as a wife, and this is me as a mom?
I feel like a lot of parent coaches will tell you to compartmentalize and be like, oh, you should only do this during this time. But I mean, there are times when you need to be focused, but it doesn't need to be like hours at a time that you're focused with your child. So I think something that a lot of parents miss out on that's critical is the care activities. So like feeding and bathing and diapering and, spending time with your child, teaching them to cook or how to do laundry or to solve this cool puzzle. Those things only take about 15 minutes at a time. And the quality time that you spend with your child there is so much more impactful than spending a quantity of time that's low quality. Like if you're hanging out with your kid and they're playing on the floor and you're just looking at your phone, that's not impactful time that you're having with your child. And the other times, the care activities that you're there, that's what matters for creating the trust, right? Is that you're the provider, you're the teacher, you're the guide. And by focusing on those times, you can better be able to focus on yourself when you need it or your business when it needs it. So that's kind of a big basis for what I teach parents in the business, is how to spend quality time without feeling like you have to spend quantity of time. Because statistically, as a society, we spend way more time with our children than women did in the 1950s. If you believe it or not, it's true. So just letting go of those like ridiculous expectations of time. And look at me, I went to the park for 5 hours. Well, did you spend that 5 hours on your phone, or did you spend 30 minutes of it really focused on your kid? Which is better? And the science of it is clear. So
I like that. I think that's a great message too for us working parents, particularly those that are trying to build a future besides just going to work, like you and me and Jess. So that's a great message for everybody listening.
It's so hard for me. It's been so hard to find the balance after being a stay-at-home mom for so long, and devoting all of my time to the kids, the house, all of those things. So finding balance, I mean, I think it's still a struggle. It's going to be a struggle, I think, for a while, just because it is so hard, going from spending, X amount of hours a day to smaller than that and having to focus on business. It's a rough road, but that definitely is really great advice. The quality is what matters over the quantity, for sure.
Katie, what is the most ridiculous thing your child has said?
Okay, so my son is really into this book that has peacocks in it, that he will not pronounce peacock right. He calls them big cocks. And
he calls them what?
Challenging. Big cocks instead of peacocks. He'll go, Daddy, look at the big cocks. Love him. And then the other thing he's been saying recently, because my husband really likes to play Jurassic World, and so do I. And so sometimes we're like playing and my son will come downstairs. And so now he likes to say, dinosaurs eat goats. He will like tell people that. It's horrible. But yes. See, it's fun.
So my daughter, she's very fascinated by booties. And so, and I like to wear dresses because they're comfortable. And so if I'm ever wearing like black underwear, like she'll she's, first of all, she's like inspecting what's going on. And she has said in front of company that mommy poopied in her diaper because it was black. And I was like, thanks. Or it was something like mommy went poopy. I was like, great. Thank you. Thanks, kid. Jess.
My kids do like really crazy shit. They aren't shy, so they pretty much say anything to anyone, no matter what like has happened that day. And they see someone walking, they're like, "Oh, hey, you know, we got a hamster," or the hamster pooped something. But lately, my son, unfortunately, we've been watching Power Rangers, which I do kind of dig because he watches Dino Rangers, so he does learn about like dinosaurs a little bit. But so the other day I was giving him a bath, and he was taking a shower in Gigi's bathroom, which has like a seat in it. So he's like sitting there playing, and he like looks at me and he's like, "I will destroy you." What? You will destroy me? He's like, "Yes, Master Sledge," which is on. So it's hilarious, like how he's like pretending and like the things that he picks up. Like clearly he's 2, so I don't think that he realizes like what that means. But like right now at this stage, I'm actually having a really hard time like not laughing about certain things. Like he dumped milk on the dog the other day. Which should not have been like a hilarious moment, but it was. And my daughter's like laughing her ass off, and I'm like, "We don't dump milk on the dog."
I have the hardest time not like I have to like walk out of the room because she is so ridiculous. Right.
Harper lately, she's like, "Please don't laugh at me. You're hurting my feelings." And I'm like, "It's funny. Like, I'm sorry. I don't mean to hurt your feelings. It's just a funny situation. Like, sorry, dude. I'm really sorry."
I feel like that's going to be Kate someday. She's definitely going to say that to me. Like, "Mommy, stop laughing at me."
We got to laugh. I had to laugh about the dog getting a milk bath instead of crying. And then he shakes and there's milk fucking everywhere. It's glorious.
I feel so bad. Any dog, I feel so bad because, you know, Kate tries to ride Shelby. Kate loves Shelby. All she wants to do is like put a cape on Shelby and hug Shelby. And one time I had to say, "Kate, please don't stick that up Shelby's butthole." Like, so dogs are the real heroes in a household.
That's true.
But yeah, bad parenting advice is everywhere. And honestly, I think it's, you know, parenting is so difficult because it's so individualized that it's. I think you can get broad overviews of advice, but sometimes the real specific stuff is lost in translation because every kid's different. You know, we've got 5, and every one of them is totally different, raised by the same people, doing largely the same stuff, and each one of them is completely different. So, yeah, parenting advice is hard.
I saw this meme yesterday that someone hands a woman a newborn, and she said, "I have to pull out the mac and cheese directions from the trash. Like, how am I supposed to, you know, live this life and take care of this baby?" And I mean, it's true. I mean, there's no instructions, you know what I mean, that come with kids. And I mean, I only have 2, and they're like worldly different children. I mean, my daughter is like a saint to me in comparison to my 3 broken TVs in 6 months with my son. Thank you so much for watching episode 10 with Katie and parenting. We hope you can take a lot away from Katie and her awesome advice. Stay tuned for next week. We are going to be bringing Gimme the Business back, where Amy and I are going to discuss something businessy related. And we're also going to be bringing a couple new fun segments your way. But we need your help. So send us an email with anything you would like to see on the show, any comments or questions you have for us. We're also going to be doing something called Dear Amy, which is much like Dear Abby. So if you would send a little note to Amy, Dear Amy, and she will respond to those on that episode. So we will see you then, Interrupters.